I used to struggle with weight loss. I would try every workout, every diet, but nothing seemed to work long term. Until I stopped these 3 habits that were holding me back. And once I did, I lost 40 pounds in 3 months without obsessing over the foods I ate. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down exactly what I did so you can finally get the results that you deserve. Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Kay, and you already know I'm here to keep it real about weight loss. Not those fake detox teas, not those never eat carbs ever again. No, I'm talking about what actually works, especially for women who are tired of the back and forth. Today I'm going to be breaking down the 3 habits that kept me stuck, and I promise fixing these changed everything for me. So stick along with me throughout this video so you can make the change for yourself. Bad habit number 1. Overeating healthy foods. I used to tell myself I'm eating healthy, so I should be losing weight, right? Nope. Just because it's healthy doesn't mean you can't overeat it. I was still overeating my calories. What I did instead, I started portioning my meals better. So when I'm talking about portioning your meals, you can, if you would like, you could have like a weigher where you could weigh your meals and stuff like that. I did not do it. I just would look at my plate and see, okay, I have a right amount of protein, I have a right amount of carbs, I have a right amount of veggies. I just had a thing where I could eye it and I could just tell, okay, you're overdoing it, or okay, you're not eating enough. But I would know if I was overdoing it, honestly speaking. Like, it was easy for me to look and sit and see, okay, that might be a little bit too many carbs, that might not be enough veggies, that might be too much meat on my plate too, even still, you know what I mean? So just really get the proportions right. If you want, I will actually have a photo up here of what a proportion plate would look like and how to kind of scale that and how to do it. I might also do a video on it individually on how to master eyeing your portions, but what worked for me was just eyeing it. Like I said, you could also use a scale if you would like to, but my version of it was just eyeing it, and it worked perfectly fine for me. Also, a little key that I did too, I literally stopped before I was too full. We know that feeling of too full. Now, I'm not saying undereat and stop eating before you even get full, but if you're already full, we know that feeling of just being full and just still overdoing it. If you are full, it's okay to stop eating. You don't want to get to the point of being stuffed. It's the difference between being full and being stuffed, and I was literally crossing that fine line between just making myself sick. You have to understand the difference between that. A lot of the times you go your whole life eating like that to being stuffed. Like, that's what I did when I was a kid. I would stuff myself my whole life, that I didn't know the feeling of just being full and not being stuffed because I was so used to doing that. So once I really stopped myself before I got too full, that's when stuff worked out for me a little bit better, because I wasn't binging myself, I wasn't overeating, and I also didn't have the feeling of my stomach hurting after I ate. I thought it was normal for your stomach to hurt every single time you finish the meal, when in fact that's not normal. It's normal to be full after you eat, it's normal not to be hungry after you eat, but it's not normal to be stuffing yourself to the point where you are sick. And sometimes that's a mental thing because we're so used to doing that. We just have to figure out a way to have balance with that and just cut that bad habit out. Next thing I did was I focused on protein first, like chicken, eggs, tofu. I made sure I got protein in with each and every one of my meals. The reason why this is so good, it ties into what I just said about making sure you're full and not stuffed. Protein helps you stay full throughout the day, so that way you're not going to be prone to just snacking throughout the day. A lot of the times I realized that I was overeating because I wasn't eating enough, which is so crazy to think about. But I was literally overeating on a bunch of snacks and just binging on a bunch of cakes and stuff, because when I looked at my meals, I really wasn't adding any protein to it. I used to just do, like, for a meal, I think I would do like, I don't know, I think it was like McDonald's or something like that, French fries, and I would think, okay, that's enough. Honestly speaking, 1, those fries have so much greasiness in it that's not good for you, and for 2, that one thing of fry is not going to fill you up enough. You're probably going to be hungry again within the next 30 minutes. Then I would find the next thing to snack on, not realizing that if I would have ate a full meal full of protein, I honestly probably wouldn't be even hungry to be snacking in the first place. You get what I mean? It would have filled me up until lunch. It would have filled me up until after that lunch, until dinner. You get what I mean? Just stuff like that. I'm not saying you can't snack in between, but you will understand the difference when you add protein in your diet to where you're not going to be that hungry to even be snacking a lot. You know, you could have a snack here and there, but I'm saying like just snacking constantly throughout the day without eating meals. That's what I used to do, and that's the reason why I was struggling with weight loss, because I wasn't having a nutritious, balanced meal. I also added a lot of low calorie, high volume foods to my meals. So I still did the proteins with my meals, but I would add stuff like cucumbers, I would add salads, strawberries, grilled veggies. Strawberries was a good thing for me to snack on too. Like, fruit in general is always a good snack alternative, I feel like, because it still fills you up, but it's still a snack. You get what I mean? Don't replace your meals with it, but in between meals, you can have fruit as a snack. You can have Greek yogurt as a snack. You can have rice cakes as snacks, stuff like that. But focusing on low calorie, high volume foods like the ones I just said before really help you stay full longer, and it also adds to your meal without adding too much calories to it. So if you've been eating healthy but not seeing your results, you probably were eating too much of it. That was my problem too. So just make those simple changes towards that, and that will probably fix that one bad habit. Bad habit number 2, mindless snacking. I did not realize how many little snacks I was eating throughout the day and how that really adds up. Like I said before, when I was talking about not eating enough meals throughout the day, so it caused me to just snack, yeah, this is what I'm talking about by that. A bag of chips, a bunch of desserts, a bunch of cakes, those calories all will add up at the end of the day. And fast. That was the reason why I was not losing weight. Literally, plain and simple. My kryptonite was just snacking because I was not eating enough meals. I emphasize on meals. Make sure you're eating your meals, ladies. Trust me, it's not worth not eating. Now, I'm not saying you can't have snacks, but I am saying if you are eating a bunch of snacks, this may be why the calories are creeping in and sneaking in, and why it might be harder for you to lose that weight. And once I fix this, that's what helped the weight fall off for me as well. Also, a key trick that helped me was adding in a gallon of water a day and drinking a glass of water with every single meal I consume. The reason why this helps me is because I always look back at the saying my mom used to tell me as a kid, you're not hungry, you're just thirsty. Now, I'm not saying starve yourself, but have you ever ate a meal and then be like, okay, I need some dessert now? No, really, you just need some water. That water is like the cherry on top with the meal. A meal that's actually going to fill you up, and then finishing it off with some water really helps, because it's like, okay, I'm not hungry now. Like, the water is what I was missing. A lot of the times you're just dehydrated, you're not really hungry, especially after you just ate a full plate of food that's full of protein, full of stuff that's supposed to add nutrition to your diet and is supposed to fill you up. You're just missing water in that. And I'm not talking about drinking soda with that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about drinking plain water with your meals. You have to add that in. 8 glasses of water a day. Bad habit number 3, not moving around enough outside of the gym. I thought just working out at the gym and then sitting down doing nothing for the rest of the day would be enough. And honestly speaking, it really wasn't. Because for one, with me, I was just sitting around the house after the gym piling on a bunch of snacks. I used to work from home. I still work from home, but I've been working from home for a while. And I realized that since I wasn't going to work, I was struggling with just being in the house, especially during quarantine, just snacking on a bunch of stuff. So it didn't matter if I would even work out. I was binging on a bunch of foods, and I wasn't being active enough throughout like actually daily movements. And I was just sitting down watching movies all day, or sitting down at a desk all day at my house. It's different for my ladies who, you know, go into a job, but for my ladies who really work from home, that might be a struggle for you as well, because I understand that struggle too. Just being at home and just sitting down after the gym, and just you're home with a bunch of snacks, you're home with a bunch of food, and all you can think about is just eating. So this is what I did instead. It all changed for me once I started prioritizing daily movement. I started doing daily walks, so 7K to 10K steps a day. Honestly speaking though, you don't have to track it. I'm not that type of person that's going to say track every single step. If you can, that's great, but I know that's not everybody's thing. Everybody can't track their steps. So I would just make sure I would do like a 10-minute or 20-minute walk a day, even if I did go to the gym. Just getting my steps in really would help me in general. It adds like an extra sense of like weight loss to it without overworking myself. I'm just doing light movement. I would always do like the harder version. So let's say I'm walking around, right? I would make sure I take the stairs, or I would make sure like dancing around the house. Like that was the thing I love to do. I love to play music and just dance. And I would be like, okay, I'm doing this. I'm burning extra calories. I'm burning extra calories today. Like I'm dancing, not overworking myself, but I'm dancing. I'm having fun. I'm taking the stairs. I'm walking outside. If you have a dog, that's a perfect way to get extra steps in. Make a plan to where you're walking your dog outside. You're taking a little bit of a longer route this time instead. You know what I mean? Light movements, not overworking yourself, but just also keeping your body moving, just keeping yourself active, because it's really easy to get crept up in the mindset of just laying down all day. Even if you did go to the gym, it's really easy for you to think, okay, I went to the gym, so I can just lay all day. When it's really good to keep your body in movement mode without overworking yourself, of course, but just getting some daily movement in. Cardio really became my best friend. I stopped hating it and I started loving it and using it for what it really is. fat loss support. It really is. I'm not saying it's something to overdo, but it's something to definitely have within your routine. Weight loss is not just the gym. It's your whole routine. It's your whole lifestyle. So getting in those extra little steps outside the gym is always going to be helpful and support your weight loss. So in conclusion, I did not need a crazy strict diet. I just needed to stop doing the little things that were keeping me stuck. Once I fixed those 3 habits, weight started dropping off like this. Simple and easy. And overall, I just felt better, more confident, and more in control of my body, which in turn just helped with my overall self-love because I was doing something that was taking care of myself. I was doing something for myself. If this video was helpful for you, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and drop down below in the comments what's one bad habit that you are ready to break today. If you want help losing fat the right way, my workout programs are linked below in the description. I'll be showing you exactly how I lost the weight so you can do it too in a simple app format. So click that link in the description below, okay? Check them out. Let me know how you feel about them. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.